Welcome to the Guntersville Grassroots Podcast. I'm your host, Pat Kennemer. My co-host, Trey Swindle's not with us today. This is a little bonus episode that we just decided to throw in the mix. I'm going to try to throw a few of these in scattered around, just a little guide update between our normal bi-weekly podcast. This week, I'm going to have Captain Mike Carter on and see if he can't give us a little information right here ahead of the Battle of the Brands tournament that's coming up in just a few days. We're going to try to get Mike and have a few quick questions about the lake and what he's throwing. I got Mike Carter on here with us. Mike is a longtime Guntersville guide, my friend, that I'm glad is doing better. Had a little bit is an understatement of a health scare in the last several months. And per him, he's back at it, wide open, feeling good.
Yeah, I feel pretty good now. Back to normal. So it feels good to be back out there, and it feels good to have all the support that that was out there during that time.
Man, you had a lot of folks praying for you. That's for sure.
Yes, I did. It's pretty phenomenal to see that.
But, we're all glad you pulled through. Looking at Facebook, stuff like that, looks like you've been on the water a little bit. Tell me what the lake looks like right now, and what you think's going to happen with the rain that we had this week.
Right now, the way it looks, we've got a lot of rain coming in, which is, the water's been down, the lake has been down, and that's pushed some of the fish out to the deeper grass lines, which has been my most effective pattern, staying out there in that 6 to 8 foot depth, and but now with all this rain coming in, it could change a lot of things around. It just all depends on the current, what the current's doing. A lot of these grass flats may not produce as well, if we get a lot of rain, a lot of current, but it also is going to help as far as a lot of your current breaks, your current eddies and everything, getting those current eddies. Anything that'll get the bait wadded up in one area, where that comes in also, you're going to be covering a lot of places, covering anything that's going to have a current break to it to produce some good fish.
Right. So instead of just putting your trolling motor down on the backside of the river channel somewhere, you're focusing on stuff that's really causing a current break.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. And you look forward to events like this when you get a lot of rain, and because the fish it almost like it creates a feeding frenzy, and we do very, very good every year when you get a lot of rain like this. So looking forward to see what it does.
Yeah. My mother lives up near the kind of the backside of Mud Creek and got a digital rain gauge that I can log into on my phone. And I looked a minute ago, it's rained 2 inches since yesterday, I think, up there.
Good night. Wow.
So yeah. That's where the mud starts. They don't call it Mud Creek for anything. So we've got the Battle of the Brands tournament coming up this weekend. You and I were talking about that a minute ago. Changed a little, but still a pretty good chance something rattling's going to take the money in there.
Yeah, that's I've had a lot of people call me over this and text me and message me and everything about this Battle of the Brands, and in a way it's kind of I look forward to seeing a change in the venue of it, but everybody's every year look forward to the rattle trap tournament. It's like to kick off the season with the rattle trap tournament, and now they've added all these other brands in, and I've had a lot of people had a lot of concerns over it because they want to see just the rattle trap tournament,
right?
But I mean, and it's still basically the rattle trap tournament. There's just a few other things added in on it that you're that you have the option to do.
Right, and Bill Lewis keeps expanding their stuff. I mean, they've got their new scope stick jerk bait, and they've got that. They got a new square bill or two too, don't they? One?
Yeah, they got another square bill out there too. So, but
your favorite, the Echo.
Of course, the Echo. Yeah, definitely the Echo. I know you're not too fond of it.
You're still going to teach me how to use that thing one day.
I love that thing, man. I love it. That's what I was going to tell when you called earlier about what to be the 5 rods. I was going to aggravate you a little bit. Well, one rod I'm going to have Echo on. The second rod I'll probably have another Echo. The third rod could a good possibility to have an Echo. So
yeah,
I was going to go down to 5 rods having an Echo on it.
Yeah. So yeah, you kind of led into my question that I'm going to try to preface these little Guntersville guide moments with. If you're going fishing tomorrow. Not for your clients, but for Mike Carter. If you're going fishing tomorrow and you got 5 rods on your deck, what's going to be on them?
It's very easy. I'm going to have an Echo on one, MR6 on another. Both of those are going to be medium heavy rods with a 12-pound vicious line. 12-pound vicious Pro Elite fluorocarbon. And the other 3 rods are going to have a 1/4 ounce, a 1/2 ounce, and a 3/4 ounce rattle trap. So that way, it just all depends on the depth that I'm fishing. If I'm fishing out to where I'm in that 6 to 8 foot depth, the boat's going to set an average 8 to 10, but that grass is going to be in 6 to 8. I'm going to throw that big 3/4 ounce. I have at times been up to 1 ounce. Just all depends on the area of the lake that I'm in. But, there's times I'll move up there in 2 or 3 foot of water, and people don't really throw that quarter ounce, but I'm telling you, that quarter ounce will do a number this time of year.
It's a fish catcher for sure.
It is. It is a definite fish catcher. But when we get talking about those current eddies again, that's what I like to fish in the current eddies is that Echo and that MR6. I'll cover a lot of different current eddies. When I'm talking about current eddies, it's stuff like little depressions, little points, little turn-ins in the grass or the bank or whatever, and you just that's where and the Echo and the MR6 is a very hot item for those kind of areas. And determining which one of those I use will determine what depth of water I'm fishing. If it's 6-8 foot depth, I'm gonna get out that MR6. If it's around 4 or 5 feet, I'm gonna get out that Echo. Mm-hmm. But I do tremendous with that MR6 and that Echo. Carolina and I. 2 years ago with that MR6, we got second place over 300 boats and thing. We got second place in throwing that MR6. So did real good with it.
You fish it just real slow and hit the grass, let it float up? Are you milking it or are you burning it?
No, I burn it pretty good. I don't give them time to think about what's out there, so I'm burning it pretty good. When I hear grass hit it, when I feel the grass, I'll just pop it real good through the grass, and I usually get that reaction bite on that grass line. So.
Sort of like fishing a trap, just a little bit different action on the bait. So
but my 5 rods is going to have a Echo, MR6, a quarter, half, and 3/4 ounce rattle trap on it.
You got a color preference? Are you a red guy, or does it vary?
Well, one of my favorite colors is that chartreuse shiner. I love it, chartreuse shiner. That Echo, if it's not stained up, I'll throw the cellmate color in the Echo and MR6. Mm-hmm. But when that water gets a little bit of stain to it, like it's rain, bringing some stain in, that chartreuse shiner. Raven Red Crawl is another one that I'll stay with also. But most of the time, I've got that chartreuse shiner tied down there.
Okay, chartreuse shiner. You heard it right here.
That's a color that when I come in several years back, I kind of got put back on the market for them. It wasn't discontinued. You just didn't really hear that color, but that's a color I used back in the 90s, late 80s and 90s. And when I got with rattle traps several years back, I got them to get that color back on again. And man, it's phenomenal what we catch on that color. It's a very good producing bait.
What kind of water temps do you see? You were out yesterday?
Day 4 yesterday.
Day 4 yesterday, Tuesday?
Yeah.
So what kind of water temps were you seeing then?
47, 48 degrees.
47, 48. Is that main lake, creeks, or both?
That's
or about the same?
All main lake. All main lake. Yeah. I haven't really been up in the creeks the last few times. I've been staying out. This time of year, I love throwing that trap and MR6 and Echo out there on that main lake grass. It's just, especially the water being down. And when the water comes back up, I'll go back up in the creeks. But right now, the water being down, I like to stay out on that main lake.
How's the floating grass been?
Absolutely, completely, totally horrible.
Nothing's changed. I hadn't been fishing in a while. I said nothing's changed. That's good to know.
Nothing's changed, but especially Monday and Tuesday we didn't have no wind. So when you don't have no wind, guess what? It's going to look like a carpet about everywhere you go.
Yeah, it does spread out.
It does. It spreads out, but it's here to stay, man. There's nothing we can do about it. So.
Learn to live with it. And
that's it. Got to learn to live. Part of Guntersville now.
Yeah, seems to be.
Yeah, so, exactly.
Well, Mike, I can't thank you enough. That's, just a few quick minutes of talking and a whole lot of information. Hopefully it helps somebody out this weekend. I'm probably not fishing Sunday, but I'll be there tagging some fish. So won't you bring me a few of them? I'll put Bass Cash Bash tags in their back on Sunday afternoon.
Sounds like a plan, man. I'll definitely contact you.
All right. Thank you, man. Hey, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, how can they reach you?
You can do Facebook Messenger, or you can get on my website, MikeCartersGuideService.com, or just call me 423-802-1362.
All righty, Mike. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, Pat.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
There you have it, straight out of Mr. Mike Carter's mouth with upcoming information on the lake. He thinks it's going to flood. He thinks we're going to have some mud, which is probably right. It's February, and they'll probably catch them pretty good regardless this weekend. I hope this helps. We're going to try to do a few of these little bonus Guntersville Guide moments along the way. Till next week, hope to have Trey back with me early next week to put out a regular episode. Until then, enjoy the floating grass and good luck this weekend.